Derby County have a huge range of transfer updates coming their way over the course of the next few days. With the recent signings of Max Johnston and Lewis Travis, what is the next upcoming for Derby County? Now, obviously, yesterday, Derby County announced the signing of Lewis Travis from Blackburn Rovers in a fee going up to £3 million after add-ons. Believe it starts at around £1.2 million. You've then got the deal for Max Johnston, which is rumoured to be worth within the region of £3 million. But it starts off at around 2.2 with add-ons that can potentially reach 3 to 4 million. Now, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how Derby County do hold themselves over the course of the next few weeks. There's obviously discussion points around Dejon Brown and Jacob Widell Zetterstrom, but what other transfer moves are going to take place across the course of this summer? You can obviously let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you have not done so already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. Check out the likes of Kitbag, NordVPN, and CD keys down in the description. You can get yourself a product while supporting the channel indirectly, so make sure you check out using the links down in the description. But shall we now get into the video? So yesterday, Derby County completed the signing of Scotland international defender Max Johnston. The 21-year-old arrived at Pride Park Stadium from Austrian side Sturm Graz for an undisclosed fee on a 4-year contract. Now, this is an absolutely amazing move for Derby County. It's a move they've been trying to get done across the course of this transfer window, but it's one which is now in the building, and that makes it the 12th signing of Derby County's team this summer. Now, obviously, Derby County did let a whole host of players go, but the squad is now becoming bloated and players are going to begin to move out. But let's take a bit of a deeper look into Max Johnston. He operates primarily at right back, but can also play in that wing back role. And obviously, he returns to British football after spending some time with Sturm Graz over in Austria, where he went on to win 2 Austrian Bundesliga titles, 1 Austrian Cup, and has significant European and international experience under his belt, playing the Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, as well as making his debut for Scotland's senior team as a senior international. Now, I do believe that this is a huge move for Derby County in a range of different positions, because you look at someone like Max Johnston, and he certainly improves the squad that we've got going on right now. He certainly causes some problems for us in terms of that squad depth chart and what John Eustace is going to do going forward. And I think when you look at a move for a player in the likes of Max Johnston, you look at the players that are currently playing in his position, you look at Ryan Niambi, you look at potentially Joe Ward, you look at even a player like Kane Wilson, and you look now and you think, where does Kane Wilson fit? Where does Ryan Niambi fit? Where does Joe Ward fit? There's a lot of work still to do for Derby County, but where is that work going to come from? And does that come from starting to let players leave over the course of the next few days? Now, obviously, as I am recording this video, it's the 28th of August. There's a few days left in the transfer window, and I think Derby County are still dying for some wingers, in my personal opinion. But you can obviously let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments if you have not done so already. But shall we now take a look into the second transfer that was completed yesterday? Another important one, and one that has dragged on since about May time, in my personal opinion, and it's the signing of Lewis Travis from Blackburn Rovers. 27 years old, arrives at Pride Park Stadium for an undisclosed fee of believed to be in the region of £1.2 million up front, rising up to about £3.5 million should he hit all the clauses in the add-ons and things like that. And he joins Derby County again on a 4-year contract, and he's going to wear that number 27 shirt. And he was the 11th signing for John Eustace this summer, as he looks to add more quality, more leadership, and more Sky Bet Championship experience in that midfield. And I think for me, this is a move which puts him above Ibu Adams in terms of the pecking order, and I think the midfield is certainly going to change over the course of the next few weeks. Now, the majority of Lewis Travis's senior appearances have come with Blackburn Rovers. He joined Blackburn from Liverpool as a teenager, spent a period of time on loan at Ipswich Town, where he got promoted to the Premier League. He also was part of Blackburn Rovers' 2017-18 promotion winning side from League One, and obviously it's a very, very good deal for Derby County to get this one done, and it's one which, in my opinion, puts Derby County in a completely different position situation. Obviously, you've got the situation with Ebel Adams, which is now something that is going to have to be discussed. You've got so many different things that can happen across the course of the next few weeks and the next few months in regards to that sort of circumstance and that sort of situation. And for me, it is a massive talking point. It's a massive discussion that can be had at Derby County. But how is it going to change, and how is it going to change the setup that Derby County have? We already know that John Eustace is hoping to move Derby County into the direction of being more of a possessional based team where they're better on the ball and a lot less direct. But how are we going to see that happen? Is Lewis Travis the introduction to that? The likes of Bobby Clark, Rhian Brewster, we know the quality that they have. You obviously added Max Johnston to that defensive line as well, and I think it can change the complexion of this Derby County team. Now, on to an outgoing. It goes in the name of Dejon Brown, who has gone to join Sky Bet League One side Port Vale on a season-long loan. The 19-year-old will spend the entire 2025-26 campaign at Vale Park. Obviously, there is an opportunity that he could be recalled, although I would doubt that will happen for Derby unless we have severe injury issues. But Brown stepped up to become a senior member of Derby County's squad during last season, making 18 appearances and scoring 2 goals in all competitions. Despite realistically could have had a couple more goals, but ultimately a lot of those appearances were off the bench, and that comes after a spell in the National League with Gateshead, where he scored 10 goals in 22 games and went on to win Player of the Month for March, and was also a key player in their FA Trophy success, where I believe he scored the winning penalty, if I remember rightly. Now, he's featured consistently for Derby County across the course of pre-season this year, as well as playing in the first 2 rounds of the Carabao Cup. I believe he came off the bench versus Bristol City as well, which obviously opens that door for him to be within that first team picture at Derby County in the future as well. But we do have to wait and see sort of how that is going to progress over the course of the next few years, because for me, Dejon Brown is a player that we're looking at for the future rather than for right now, and there's a lot of work still to do on that fact. Now, in regards to more rumoured based news, obviously you've got the deal for Sergi Canos, which is currently going on behind the scenes. Whether a move is actually made or not is going to be very, very interesting to find out. I obviously posted a full video about that earlier on today, but we haven't had an update since that video was recorded a few days ago, and ultimately that means that Derby County aren't moving. It doesn't feel as if Derby County are moving any closer to that deal, but it is one that could happen across the course of the final few days of this transfer window, and it's one which I think Derby County certainly need players in those wide areas. Hopefully those that can play both sides, and hopefully those players who can have a huge impact for us in the Championship. We are also currently awaiting further news on Jacob Widell Zetterstrom. Obviously didn't play on Tuesday night. My assumption is it was more of a protection thing rather than anything to do with the interest from Brentford, but you never know what is going on behind the scenes, and given a correct bid, I don't see any reason why Derby County won't let him go. But it's one of those positions where Derby County are going to need players to be on the way back before they they're going to need a player to replace him, essentially. So it's looking like a deal for me, which I don't think will happen, but we will have to wait and see sort of how it progresses over the course of the next few weeks. And I say the next few weeks, the transfer deadline is in just a few days' time, and we will know the situation in regards to that. For me, I can't see Zetterstrom wanting to move and go and be a second choice at Brentford, in my personal opinion, given the fact he's a starter at Derby County, and you look at some of the moves we've made, and we're looking to be in a very, very good place. Obviously, results haven't quite gone the right way so far, but once everything gels, I think we'll be absolutely fine. Now, you can obviously let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. If you haven't done so already, check out CD Keys, NordVPN, and Kitbag linked down in the description. By using those links, you can help support the channel indirectly without actually doing anything for me, but using those links is massively, massively helpful. Now, you can let me know your thoughts down below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and I'll catch you later when I'm live. Bye-bye.